right. Good day, YouTube. We're going to try this again. Last time, our chat just totally went sideways and froze up on me. Alicia and Guns were trying to tell me to touch the bottom of the screen. It's like I was touching. It was just frozen on Liberty Garden's comment. So I don't know what happened last time, but I think it was an app error. The app froze, whatever. It was still streaming, I guess, but the live chat wasn't feeding. So we'll see what happens today. We'll try it again. It's been a week. Been busy. Haven't been able to check in quite as much. But I hope everybody is doing well, because it is happening. It is going down. Not only did we get the Lord's chicken today, obviously, front and center. The mountain behind you. Oh, wait, you can't see the mountain. It's snowing, folks. It is here. Winter has arrived, so it is happening down here, up here. Depends on where you're looking at us from, I guess. We're getting the snow. It's getting down here to the valley floor now, so we'll see what happens. Up to a few inches, they say, so life is good. What is up, Guns? And it looks like it's letting me review the comments for right now. Like I was saying, Guns, yeah, last time I was doing the thing to see the comments, and it just was frozen on Liberty Gardens is the last one. So I don't know what happened last time, but we'll see how long the operator error doesn't kick in for this one, and you go a few minutes and check in with everybody. But first and foremost, has everybody done your winter preparations? Because it is here. It is happening. It's going down on this end of the country. I'm not sure what it's like everywhere else, but we're looking pretty good. So this is your fair warning. If you haven't done your winter stuff, whatever it may be, get her done, because it's coming in hot and fast. So Alicia, be warned, you're getting snow soon. More of it. I think she had snow last month, I think, a little bit. So yeah, that's the best thing. The chicken, right? What, right, Canuck? Chick-fil-A. We're in the house. What's up, adventurous guys of the galaxy? You probably don't have to worry about snow. You're probably the exception to this rule. The only thing you probably doing is changing what you can grow in your garden this time of year. Your 14-year-old is halfway through your winter preps. Say what? Like it is eating all of them? Is that what you're saying? The locusts are cleaning out your pantry. That's what it's like having a 14-year-old. Yeah, I feel your pain on that one. But yeah, it's kind of been an interesting week. And on top of the winter setting in, if you didn't notice, the U.S. debt just crossed 36 trillion. It was bound to happen. It was inevitable, right? So once again, to focus on the real problem, the real, the debt, the economy, we've talked for a while about how long can they really prop it up? How long are they going to keep this train going? And it's just like, as long as everybody buys into it and everything gets covered up in debt, I don't know. It's baffling, because interest rates, while the Fed lowered them last week, was it? Right after the election? Bond rates are going up. Bond rates touched 4.5 there for a minute, and then they kind of scooched down this last couple of days, or like 4.4 something or another, I think. But anyway, it's way higher than where it was when they first started cutting again a couple months. Was it last month or 2 months ago when they started cutting again? Cutting into the election was kind of the implication there, trying to boost the economy prior to, but it's a divergence in the force, to have the economic situation with lowering interest rates at the Fed level, but yet bond rates go up, very unusual. It's helped the bond inversion get flipped back, I guess, right ways, you'd say. But it's going to be interesting to see how the broader impacts on the economy as a whole happens with credit issuance and stuff. Gregory Manarino was talking about the spread between the bond yield and the Fed overnight rate or something, and about how those couldn't be shouldn't be in line without traders getting very concerned. So it's a volatility marker of instability in the markets and stuff, and that's another different measurement that they follow, that your regular stock people, investors, might get a little nervous if that number gets way too close, which that puts pressure on the Fed not to lower rates next time, which is weird because they're kind of committed. But who's going to win out in that pressure war, right? So that's happening. Be alert, stay alive. Know that the debt is ongoing and nobody's stopping that train. But we will see if the government supposed agents, what are they calling it? Department of Government Efficiency is what they say they're going to establish in January when the new regime takes over. Going to make some cutbacks. But will that actually cut any spending and debt? It's going to be great that if they can actually, cut some government bureaucracy, but what's the real effect? We'll see. Because like we've long said for a long time, the president doesn't control the economy, the Fed does. And that's really what's going to drive people's happiness and people's activities and people's livelihoods, what the Fed does. So, I don't know. Don't get your hopes too far up. I mean, you see some of the cabinet appointments and stuff that's going down with the new regime. It's like, it looks positive, right? It's like, that should go well. Hopefully that causes some government rollback. But what's going to be the pushback? And I talked about it last time. The government bureaucracy is so entrenched, from all those department heads and people in government that are appointed to every single federal employee, dug into their 20-year retirement plans, and down to your local school teacher, kindergarten teacher who's twisting your kids' minds. It's embedded all the way down to that level. That I don't know how you root that out in a quick enough time to really turn the train. I mean, you can divert the train maybe a little bit. Maybe you can slow the train down. But, I don't know. So, we'll see how that goes down, YouTube. What else? Who we got checking in here? Hey, what's up, Howie? Food Forest. Up there in the Great White North, we're bringing the Great White North south. Today we got the snow falling. Doge to the moon, says Guns. I'm still trying to get the dad on YouTube to figure out how to get H-bar. I'm still trying to how to buy some H-bar without totally putting myself on the skyline. Apparently it can't be done. All your Coinbases and everything else, it's just like any other brokerage account. You got to enter all your personal data and everything, and like you can't hold it in anonymity of any sort. It's like it's like you might as well be on Edward Jones or TED Ameritrade or whatever they have nowadays, to get those types of assets. So when people say Bitcoin's anonymous, like, yeah, okay. Which I think some people figured that out years ago, but any of those electronic currencies are not anonymous whatsoever. But maybe Dogecoin will go. Well, Dogecoin went up considerably. Wasn't it like 5 cents and went up to 25 cents? Like, if you had substantial money in there, like, you could have, bought a new vehicle or something if you would have pulled out at the right time. Kind of the same with the Bitcoin. Um, the kids are playing in the snow, looks like. Um, but the Bitcoin to the moon for sure, 100,000 seems to be inevitable. Um, it seems like we're going to have $100,000 Bitcoin here before Christmas. I was talking to the artist formerly known as 420 Homestead offline. He's been tracking those prices, and he's probably setting pretty good. But he's not retirement age yet. He's not able to retire on it yet, but it's pretty good. Yeah, going to 100,000. But at what for what good would be the kind of the bigger question, other than just to hold it and hope for the continued hyperinflation of the dollar, so it continues its relative value for what you can purchase with it, I guess, at some point. Again, the bigger concern, I think I mentioned it a couple chats ago, is the Bitcoin getting, or any of the cryptocurrencies getting tied into whatever the government central bank digital currency ends up being, because that's coming faster than most people realize. I think faster than all of us realize. There's going to be a day where they just flip the switch and say all your dollar digits in the bank have been converted to the new central bank currency, and this is how you get access. And they will send you a login code or something for your CBDC, and you'll have to verify and validate and certify yourself to even get access to what used to be your money, and it's no longer your money type of thing. I can see a day where that happens. A cold wallet, yeah, cold wallet's offline, guns, I get that, but being able to buy it outside of a certified account or whatever you want to call it is pretty much impossible. But your Doge you got for 6, all right, up to 30. That's what I'm talking about. When was it? It was when the Doge to the moon movement was going. That was a couple years ago, right? When so it was during the Wall Street. What was it? It was before Wall Street Silver. Back during the what was it? AMC, when AMC was going under, and they promoted it or whatever. They saved AMC and all that, and like there was the Doge going to the moon at that time. Like I looked into how to get it at that time, and it was the same problem. I was like, I'm not putting $100 into a 3-cent coin, but I have to give up all, like you said, anonymity, right? You can't even get anything like that. But I looked into Doge at that time. I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that just to get a risk on get a lottery ticket. Basically, I'm not buying my lottery ticket by entering all my stuff into this app. Do I have the timeline correct? Which timeline are we talking about? I don't know if I have it correct. I probably, I don't remember, but it was back when AMC was going crazy and everything. Oh, which timeline? The transition to CBDC? It being imminent? I don't know that I don't know when it'll happen. I just think it will. But yeah, I guess it would have been good to have some of that stuff if you could convert it and pay off your mortgage or whatever. I mean, I guess every little bit helps. However you can figure it out, whatever works for you. We'll see how long gold and silver can stay low enough for me to buy some more anytime soon. As I kind of held off ever since my trip when I did that video about we went to the coin shop in New Hampshire and everything. I haven't bought anything since then. Prices were up, and I've just been kind of laying back and reallocating resources, cash, to other things, and prices are down significantly. We're just barely treading water above $30 on the silver. I'm like, I don't have anything to buy. I was like, I want to buy, but I don't have any money to buy with. So I'm kind of hoping that things stay down till the new year, and maybe be able to get back in on some things to start the 2025 purchase plan. I think I talked about it a couple of Silver Saturdays ago. Just planning on 10-ounce bars, a roll of Eagles probably a year, and just whatever, one koala, one kookaburra, just real minimal. Because once I reach my goal, it's kind of now, it's just putting a little bit of savings away now. It's just like, don't really need to focus as much on the silver train. We'll see if we can hold out long enough to get it converted to gold. We get that ratio back down to like 50 to 1. Maybe, hopefully. The snow is coming down good now. Can you guys see that? It's you can definitely see how the mountain has disappeared behind the Chick-fil-A a little bit. It's snowing now. It's real snow. The snow is for real. It is happening. Doges between, let's see what Guns is in here, chatting away. Doges between 9 and 12 for a long time. Yeah, it could crash. Well, anything can lose your nominal value. It's a matter of what it's really worth. It's like people talking about Bitcoin. It's like, well, when you can actually start buying stuff with it, that's when it's really going to have the full effect. And there have been circumstances like people selling real property, homes and houses and land for Bitcoin. So there is people that are taking it for that, but that's going to be the real turning point, is when people start requesting it, and then when people start paying you like to do labor. When you can get Bitcoin for your labor, then then it's kind of the real signal that it's made it. It's the peak, I would think. H bar's at 7, right? You think H bar's where it's at? I think it's the use case is excellent, from what I understand of it, which is, I'm very rudimentary, but it does seem to have a wide variety of security-based issues as a security device is the only thing I can describe it. I mean, I've watched the Mike Maloney videos on it when he talked about with the purveyors of HBAR. He had an interview with them. Was it Hedera Hashgraph or whatever? People that created Hedera. And it's like, I get the use case, I think, which is important. So it's not just a hypothetical. So if they're using it for these transactions and validation processes, like, it has use. Will it get above 7? I don't know. Like you said, 7 cents is not exactly reassuring. If it, like Dad on YouTube says, Dad's like, nobody knows about it until the crypto bros, until the bros, right, like, find out about it. It's not going to go anywhere because the people that are into that electronic stuff are focused on the one thing. Like, you're either in Lightning or XRP or something, and it's like, it's all about the trendiness of it, not about the use case, and not about the reality of it. It's more about speculation and the hype, which it kind of is the problem with the stock market. Local gas station near Guns takes as a Bitcoin ATM next to the cash ATM. That's interesting. And the sod company, like, they sell grass, takes Bitcoin. They must deal with those high-end suburban dwellers. All right, Howie, good to have you check in. You had frost last night, is that right? Yeah, get that food forest going. For sure. We'll see you later, Howie. So, there's the blue sky that's peeking out as the snow rolled by. So we'll check out. I just thought I'd check in and talk about the goings on in the last week with the new regime announcing their cabinet and stuff. Everybody's kind of hyped. The hype train has started. All the implications that go behind that, but with your debt now topping 36 trillion. It's like it's all just made up numbers. 36 trillion, like insane. Like when Trump left office last time, was it 28 trillion, 25 trillion when he left office 4 years ago? And when he got into office, it was like 16 trillion, something insane. And 16 trillion seemed insane, right? Maybe that was 2016 because he was in office. Maybe it was like 18 trillion. Anyway, you go back to Obama, 3 presidents ago, $9 trillion into the world, right? It's like it's all just made up numbers at this point. It's like it's just a matter of it's a confidence game at this point. It's just a matter when the rug gets pulled out from under everybody. Oh, people made money. Yeah, when you're involved in something, it makes it easier to purvey that. Like you want to hype it up, right? That's kind of what that's what the gold back people are going after. They're getting businesses locked in before they even push it out. Um, that's the use case. People have to want to use it in transactions before it becomes a thing. If you Most of you probably didn't know, Goldback is coming out with a Florida version of the Goldback, which is kind of cool. So somebody's backed that up, and that means they've got however many, whatever the number of business use case they have locked up in Florida. So you'll see Goldbacks in Florida with Florida emblems and everything on them. Iconography, however you say that word, on the bills as well. So the use of alternatives is going on all fronts, you can say. The dollar is definitely is life support the right reason? Like, the Fed's going to just wear out the dollar until they can get it transitioned over, and it's just a matter of finding the right time. And as this transition, like I said last time, the economic distress is what I've been kind of prepping for this whole time. It's like if the rug got pulled in January, right, like during the transition, like the Fed and everybody, the banks finally decided, like, this is what we're going to do. We're going to transition out of the dollar now. Like, the distress that would cause, like, nobody's prepared for that, for that level. Rule of the Wasteland commented on something on the Twitter about that. Like, that's his kind of primary concern is economic collapse is probably a bad word. Economic distress, economic catastrophe. Especially look at it from the American viewpoint, and that's kind of been his focus. But it's like, are you ever really going to be prepared for that? Here we are. So the blue skies is peeking through. You're too old to play that game, guns, right? Well, it's one of those things like, how long can you hold it to, how long can you hold it as a suppressed asset, or it's not fully reached its maturity before you have to ditch it, right? Because so much about everything that's tied into investment, what we'll call it investing as a principle, investing as a leverage game to increase your assets over the period of your life. Like, there's a time horizon on it, and that's what the bankers in the market have been able to outlast us. And they kind of just go generation to generation, hopping on everybody like frogs on a log, like that game Frogger, hopping across the street. The bankers just take advantage of everything, and they're able to boom and bust generations and just make you feel just good enough when you retire that you made it, and then the next generation, like, cycle starts all over again. So we'll see how long they hold on to it. This transition and the disparity and the division in the country is a good opportunity for them to do it, not unnoticed, but be able to shift the blame somewhere else. Like, oh, it's these guys over here, and it's your neighbor, and it's you guys, and it's the rich and the poor, and it's, these are all the problems. It's not the bank's fault. No, it can never be the bank's fault. It's like the finger never gets pointed at them. And just even when Powell was testifying last week in his statement, he's revealed kind of his true nature of basically we're not accountable to anybody, and he's getting a pass because we're in that transitional period and everybody's fighting and infighting, and instead of looking at the real problem, the 36 trillion. Yeah, here we are. So the market can be very fickle with Bitcoin, says Guns. And like you said, some are going up based on use and others are going up because they're acute. Right? Yeah. Well, and that's the safe play of the gold trade that happened before the election. That was kind of everybody's thing, is like, this is everybody was getting into gold. Well, there was two cases. There was getting into gold for when the Fed dropped interest rates, that there'd be more money circulating, there's more cash out there to chase gold, so it becomes a reserve asset. And then there was the election fear, stability of gold being the reason it got bought. And then, like we said, it was going to go down after the election if Trump got elected, for sure, because everybody felt relief, and so we're going to sell these safe assets, right? People trade that way, but we'll see how it continues to go in those things. But I'll get off here, folks. That's been enough. I wanted to check in for the Friday, let you see the great snowstorm. Winter's here. Hopefully your winter preparations have continued to muck. You have some gloves and a hat with you at all times, and some way to procure water and make heat and build a shelter. Very important this time of year. So stay in touch, stay alive, stay alert, and we'll see you all out there. And but have a good rest of your weekend. This was, for being a short week, this sure didn't feel like a short week. Well, we were off. Veterans Day was a day off, and it's like this has been the longest short 4-day week ever. Brutal. But here we are. So y'all be good. Hey, Stuart, how you doing? Thanks for checking in. Have a good afternoon. Enjoy your weekend, everybody, and we'll see you where we see you. You know how it goes. You never know how these random things will pop up. So y'all be good. Prep hard. Live free.